Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, Tesla inventory is growing wild. We'll take a look at some of the numbers, a fun article that was posted about Teslas that are growing in a field, or actually the field is overgrowing and Teslas are getting overstocked. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics, but before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested, and definitely check out my Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan for as low as $15 a month, but more on that later. So let's take a look at this fun article that is out there. So shout out to The Drive for posting of this. The underbelly of the car in tall grass is basically a hotel for rodents and snakes, which most eventual owners likely won't be happy about. That's actually a good point, because especially where this is in Florida, if this Tesla vehicle is just sitting in a field like this, or I mean, we can imagine it is, and the grass is as high as this, I would definitely be inspecting it a ton before taking delivery, making sure all the little crevices and everything, you're not going to find any rodent poop or anything like that. So if you're in the Florida area where this photo was actually taken and you're about to take delivery, a little bit of a PSA out there that this is what you want to look out for sure. And so taking a look at this, inventory is stockpiling up in this area. We can see from this little picture right here, there's maybe 20 Tesla Model 3s, all brand new Highlands just sitting in this field, which is really not a good look. Tesla, I guess, needs to figure out where to put these vehicles. We've seen pictures before of inventory kind of sitting at malls, but this is a weird one for sure, because it doesn't look good. It almost looks like it's an apocalypse and the world is ending, but the Tesla vehicles look good and spanking brand new. But shout out to this poster from Reddit, Blaine's Tang. They actually went to where these Teslas were in the actual field, the quote where it actually was, and there still is a good amount of them in this field. I mean, it's not like a crazy amount, but certainly this storage location is an interesting one for sure. I mean, this one seems to be maybe 30 to 40 all new Tesla Model 3s just sitting in a field like this. And so certainly Tesla is ramping up, but we can see where there probably was maybe more of them. We can see some of the dead grass where that actually was, and Tesla was able to move those or sell those, because there's certainly a lot of people that are trying to get that 3 months of full self or free supercharging that ended on August 15th. And on top of that, the 1.99 offer does end, as in you have to place your order by the end of this month to try and lock that in for this incredible deal for the Model 3 or the Model Y. You have to take delivery by September 30th, but you have to order it, give your $250 deposit by August 31st. And Tesla most likely will kind of wait with you, or at least like a week or so if you place your deposit before taking delivery. So it certainly is not too much of a rush, but Tesla does kind of get antsy near the end of the month, and they'll want you to take delivery ASAP. But taking a look at inventory charts, we're starting to see some bigger numbers, and the chart just keeps going higher and higher and higher. At the top, we've got this mustard yellow line. This is over the last quarter, and the Model Y is the highest it's ever had in inventory over the last quarter. And what's interesting with this as well, Model 3 just crept up to be higher as well over the past quarter. On top of that, Model S and Model X kind of a yo-yo within the different inventory levels. And so that's why I do feel like all these inventories are starting to go higher for every single trim and model. And so that's why I do feel like a better incentive, better discount is coming in the near future, whether it's September, but there's some things to look out for this week. And we'll talk about that tomorrow in our updated video, and also maybe Q4, like what type of discounts, what type of deals are you waiting for to get into a Tesla vehicle? I mean, I would love to see a 0% offer. I mean, they're getting so close already. I would love to see $2,000 to $3,000, maybe $5,000 discounts. And I would love to also see a free supercharging offer because we've seen them go higher, like 10 to 15,000 miles of free supercharging. 3 months is great, but certainly I think they can go a little bit higher if they need to. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the next topic. Before we get into our next topic, I've been trying to save money lately, and that's why we talk about this channel, trying to get the best deal on a Tesla. And I've been looking at our subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix, trying to figure out how I could save some money every single month. And cutting expenses, it's kind of hard. We've been trying to rack our brain together and figure out how. That's why I'm so intrigued with our channel partner, Mint Mobile. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. And I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, and I can even bring my own phone along with my current number and existing contracts. I'm sacrificing nothing. I've used Mint Mobile a ton, and I switched my second line to Mint Mobile, and I've been using it to watch YouTube and play podcasts on our daily commute and haven't noticed any drop in speed. And I can't tell the difference. So how hard is it to switch service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's actually hard, but it's not at all. Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save little money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Paul, thanks for coming in. Among, thank you for coming in. Pedro Apiro, thank you for dropping by, as well as Bobby and Rajath. Sorry if I messed it up. Thank you all for dropping by. But let's jump into the live stream comments really quickly. Among, I went in for a service appointment in New Jersey. This is the first time when every parking lot was taken by a demo car or a new car. The inventory is incredibly high. Yeah, for sure. And so that's why I do feel like deals are coming very, very soon. Piero, today I saw 3 Cybertrucks in a radius of 10 miles of my house. Looks like Cybertruck is selling well. Yeah, and I feel like now that they've opened it up to everybody, it seems like anybody can just get into one if they want to pay that Foundation Series, and so there's no longer a wait for that. And so the big question is, when is Foundation Series ending? And I think it's going to be a next year time frame. Bobby, $40,000 Cybertruck Holla. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be like 2026 in that's my best guess for that. Rajath, I want to buy a Model Y right now for 1.99, but is it worth waiting, and how much would I save? Great question. I mean, I do feel like the deal could go as low as 0.99 or even 0%. So you kind of have to do that math to see if it's worth it for you to save that type of interest rate, if not a better deal. Maybe a couple things will get better as well. But the caveat to that is you're going to spend a lot more time watching this channel and watching a lot of different news articles and everything. So if there's a time cost variant on that, it might not be worth it. But if you have as much fun as I do trying to get the best deal, then it could be worth it as well. Bobby, I just parked next to a red Cybertruck. People had their phones out. Yeah, 100%. Red is a very nice color, and I'm going to miss our red Tesla Cybertruck videos on the channel if you want to check out the playlist. We're actually changing the color next week, so definitely hit that subscribe, tune in. We're also going to be going to SoCal EV's event in the Southern California area in Irvine, I think in September, but also we got a cool color coming up, and I'm excited to see this brand new color with the new wrap on our Tesla Cybertruck. So really great to see what's going to be happening with that. In this next topic, watch out. Leasing a Tesla has a very high interest rate. We've got some back end screenshots, and I'm going to show you how much more higher it is, and we'll walk us through the math and to see which one could be a better deal. Should you lease or should you finance? Let's take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Des. I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So leasing traditionally has had lower payments for buying Teslas. You can even see on the website right now, we've got lease payments as low as $216 a month. But that's, of course, you're factoring, or Tesla is factoring, the gas savings, which we can take that off immediately because not everybody's going to save that much on a lease. Let's try and factor in the taxes and fees for California to get some real payments as shown on the screen here. So $299 a month, but of course, I don't think if actually factoring the taxes there, $299 $199 a month for the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, all the way up to $649 a month for a Model 3 Performance. And in fact, if you compare it against the finance payment numbers, it's about the same across the board if you were to take a look at, well, maybe not about the same, but about $100 to $200 a month in difference. So not the same, but let's take a look at, let's break this down and peel back some of the onion layer on this, because when you lease a Tesla vehicle, even though it's a lease, you're still financing what you use, or what's called the depreciation in that 3 years. And there is an interest on that, I guess, carrying for what that is. It's labeled as money factor. And so we've got a post here from Shadow Bandit, who posted this on the Tesla Motor Club's forum, and actually they wrote, is anyone leasing a Model 3 Performance? They wrote this today. The lease rate seems to be, or no, they wrote it a few days ago. The lease rate seems to be extremely high. I have a 825 credit score, and the quote came in at 9.34%. I asked them to do a rate shot, and the other two were higher. So leasing, you still are financing the depreciation, or the difference that you're keeping it from when you buy it to when you return it at the end of that 2 or 3 year lease. And so we commonly see this, a high interest rate at, I've never seen a 9.34 interest rate, but we commonly see a higher interest rate on a Tesla vehicle. And in fact, I was able to get some screenshots from a friend who's actually buying a Model 3 long range today, and it also confirms that on a Model 3 long range, we can see that the money factor is 0.0029200, which how to calculate that is you actually take that number 0.0029200 and times it times 2400. That gives you the interest rate calculation, which on this Model 3 long range lease, that's going to be about a 7% interest rate APR on the lease of a Tesla vehicle. And so on the surface level, this seems to be a great deal. $3,000 down, getting the military discount, plus the $7,500 in the state of like Maryland. And it's going to be a monthly payment at $15,000 or 15,000 miles for the year, or per year at 36 months at $505 a month. And this is with 3,000 downs. But if we were to take, or try and take, this exact car and switch it to 1.99 at 72 months, we can try and see some of the differences here, because the biggest drawback with leasing a vehicle, or there's two drawbacks with leasing a vehicle. The first one is that you have to turn it in at the end of the lease, so you cannot buy it out and cannot take advantage of any equity position if the vehicle for whatever reason is worth more at the end, and you have to turn it in. So it's a pure rental, and you're going to be paying what, $20,000 to $30,000, or about $20,000 over the course of 3 years for having a vehicle or renting a vehicle from Tesla or Tesla leasing. So let's take these same numbers, same MSRP, same sales tax and everything, and throw it into our handy dandy monthly payment calculator. So at 72 months at 1.99 with the same amount of down payment, we can see that the monthly payment is about $119 more for financing a vehicle at 72 months. And so the big question here is, will this vehicle, if you were to finance it, because when you finance it, you're kind of taking the risk on whether it's going to be worth this same amount in 3 years or not. Whether when you're doing a lease, it's on Tesla and you just give it back to them, and it's their problem to see if it's worth the same amount as they calculated within 3 years. But taking a look at the table here, you can see that at the end of 3 years, you have paid about $700 in interest the first year, $641 in interest the second year, and $505 of interest in the third year. And your ending payoff balance, or how much you'll owe at the end of year 3, will be $21,617. So the biggest question here is this: if you were to buy the vehicle, and let's say for whatever reason you want to sell it at the end of year 3, just like how you were leasing it for 3 years and you give it back at the end of year 3, the biggest question is the Tesla Model 3, a 2024 Tesla Model 3, going to be worth $21,000 or $22,000 in 2027 when it's 3 years from now? You can kind of see where some of this math may come into play. But if you're keeping the vehicle for 5-10 years, then it's a different story. Then 1.99 is going to be your best bet no matter what. And the second drawback with leasing with this is that when you turn it back into Tesla, there's a couple fees that might come with it. So the first one is a hard $395 disposition fee right here that you turn it in back to them. You have to pay that. And the second one could be lease end fees. So if you are someone that doesn't take well of your vehicle, it doesn't take care of your vehicle with damages, curb rashes, or anything like that, then their Tesla is going to come after you. And you can Google yourself Tesla lease end damages or reports or whatever it is, and you'll commonly find people with dare I say horror stories with $3,000 to $4,000, $5,000 bills at the end of it. So really, it's, do you want to take the risk or do you want Tesla to take the risk? But you know, Tesla is definitely coming after you if the vehicle is not in the condition that they expect it to be. Some of these fees, like the disposition fee or even the lease and damages fee, could be waived at the end if, of course, you get into another Tesla vehicle. And if you're worried about technology, like what if the $7,500 federal tax credit goes away and Tesla then drops all prices $7,500? That could do some crazy things to the market. Or if Tesla is on hardware 5 or AI 6, whatever, then certainly that could also add some depreciation to Tesla vehicles. Well, hopefully that clears a lot of it up in terms of leasing. But the one big thing I wanted to illustrate in this video is that leasing a Tesla vehicle has a much higher interest rate, anywhere from 7 to 9% on financing versus just buying it at 1.99%. Really, it depends on each person on what your goals are and how long you're going to keep the vehicle. But if you're looking 3 years versus 3 years, then I'm not really sure. It kind of depends on how you take care of your vehicle as the second step. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all DMs in the Patreon app, and you can schedule a phone call with me where we can go over your exact buying situation on how to get the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. All right, Eddie, still waiting on the possible tax credit on the regular Model 3. Would rather have that than the watered down Mexico-made model. Do you think we'll somehow get it later this year? I don't know. I mean, Tesla's probably trying to work on it because they need to sell as many vehicles. And if they can get, I mean, that would be actually insane if they can get the cheapest Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, which is $38,990, and have that qualify for the $7,500 federal tax rate and then drop it like $5,000. That would be crazy indeed. Timoteo, thanks for coming in. Andres, it's only going to get worse for Tesla not letting lease owners buy their car. Yeah, 100%. If they allow lease buyouts, then it's a different story because then you don't have to worry about damages at the end. You just buy it out and it's yours. Kane, pick up the Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive on Tuesday. Nice, congrats. I would say where you're at, but I'm actually going to be traveling on Tuesday, so I can't join you anyway. But if there's anybody in the Southern California, Los Angeles area that's about to take delivery of a Model 3 rear-wheel drive, I'd love to join you. Or if you're taking delivery of a Quicksilver Model 3 Performance, I would love to join you as well. Or actually Quicksilver, any color, any trim, I would love to join you. P.O., thanks for coming in. Model 3 long-range lease is coming up in February. I would like to purchase a Model 3 Quicksilver. Do you think by November 24th, they'll possibly obtain that spec and still receive the tax credit without full self-driving? Yeah, I think they're going to drop the price on that, and I would start talking to your Tesla Center now. Maybe they'll waive your 3 payments. I've seen that before as well. I think I've seen 2 payments waived, so maybe you could try and figure out how you can get within that range. Michael, can you check how much I'll save gas Tesla Cybertruck versus Ford F-150? You'll save, but you're probably going to be investing in a charger at your house, so maybe you won't save as much. Edgar, hey, Dennis, have been having a terrible experience with Tesla on my Model 3 order, as they told me I would roll the negative equity, but now they're saying that is not the case after I put the 250. Yeah, I've heard conflicting things on that as well, so certainly I can see, I haven't heard of anybody being able to get the negative equity, but if they're saying that they can't, then that's unfortunately what it is. I would say maybe try and email the Tesla financing department if you haven't already, see if they can get you a clearer answer. Sammy, you're full of it. I'm waiting 2 weeks for mine to be built. You're full of it? Well, I mean, you can see it right here, but thanks for coming in. Kane, excited to see the efficiency numbers, then yeah, for sure. Like we're seeing some low efficiency numbers on the Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Where is this in Florida? Tesla's in Florida? Actually, no idea, but here's the article if you want to try and hunt it down. It seems like a couple of people have been able to find where it actually is, and maybe they put the address in the Reddit post or anything like that. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.